to our cultural project. In this video, we are going to make a series of interviews with three amazing foreigners about the topic time and space. We hope you enjoy it. Here we go!
So in terms of sadness, most people tend to not express sadness because they have a lot of pride. So most people tend to not want to let other people know that they're sad. The most of the time you want to let someone know that you're sad is if like they're really close to you, so you want to know I'm really sad. I don't know what to do about a certain situation, but other than that, they don't show sadness.
We used to hide that feeling.
Yeah, you always hide that feeling.
We are Colombians are very emotional, very expressive.
Too emotional and too expressive. Yeah.
And do you respect the authority? I mean, for example, the hierarchy levels, like your parents, the police, your boss.
Okay, in terms of your parents, everyone respects their parents because at a young age, from a very, very young age, your parents already let you know, okay, I am the one in charge of the household, not you. So like, if you disrespect your parents, just prepare yourself to get a beating of your lifetime, because anything that they can possibly find around the house is what they're going to beat you with. So if they're close to a broom, a mop, a pot spoon, a pan, a bottle, anything that they can pick up, they will hit you with it. I am not joking.
They are very strict.
Very, very strict.
Angry.
Not angry, but they're very strict. Like they don't accept disrespect. Like they don't like people, or especially the children, to disrespect them. So you tend to always respect your parents, even as you get older. Even as an adult, you will still respect your parents.
But even when you are adult, even your parents beat you.
They will hit you.
Yes.
They don't care. They will be like, so because you think that you're an adult, that you can disrespect me now, I will show you who is the boss. Remember who raised you. So they're like that. In terms of the authority, you know, like everywhere in the world, no one likes the police. Like no one likes the police. But everyone still tends to respect the police. Like they give them respect, even though most police officers, they don't earn the respect. But in Trinidad, a lot of people tend to curse the police, and they're very angry with the police. They're very aggressive with the police. Like no one ever talks to the police like, "Hi, good day, officer. Can I? Hey, what are you doing? What?" Yeah, most people are very aggressive.
Very gross.
with the police. And in terms of like the hierarchy, like at your job, your boss, your manager. No one wants to be friends with their manager or their boss, because sometimes your boss or your manager is a total or complete asshole. So most people tend to be like, no, okay, you're my boss, I respect you, you pay me, but we are not friends. I want nothing to do with you. If you see me outside of work, do not talk to me. So
even outside.
Even outside of work, do not talk to me. We are not friends. Like we have a saying, when you see me, do not see me. So it means like whenever you see me, do not talk to me. Pretend that you never saw me. Yeah.
That's very strict as well.
Yeah.
And do family members usually share the rooms there?
Yep. Most of the times, a lot of families have, let's say, if you're living in a family household with 2, 3, 4 children, most of the times either 2 people are sharing one room. So most of the times you're either sharing with your brother or your sister, or sometimes it's 2 brothers sharing one room or 2 sisters sharing one room. The only time I can say that there's one person in one room is either you're living like in a really rich family household, or your house is it has a lot of bedrooms, or you're an only child. You're the only child that lives in the house. So, but most of the times, even if the house sometimes if it's really big, you still find family houses where like brothers or sisters are sharing the exact same room.
Oh, and thank you. And I would like to know last, how do you greet someone? Do you greet someone you met recently?
Okay, so you know that it's neutral to always shake someone's hand when you first meet them. So most people shake hands, especially men, when they first meet someone. And if I'm introducing you to a friend of mine, even if I say hi, okay, well, this is so and so, this is so and so, They say, okay, nice to meet you, and they wave at each other. No one says, okay, nice to meet you. No one kisses, no one hugs at the first time. Well, it's really rare to see people hugging when they first meet each other. Most of the time it's just this, or if it's like men, most of the time they just do like a okay, and they come here and they rub shoulders. Yeah. But those are the greetings. Other than that, there's nothing else.
Very different from here.
It's very, very different from here.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
How do people in your country spend time with their family?
This question actually depends a lot on each family, and each family has their own specific way of spending time together, quality time together. But something that's true for all families, most families, is a generalization, but mostly true, is that most families spend time together on Sunday for a Sunday lunch, and they usually have something which is a roast dinner. But during the week, they won't generally spend so much time together. They'll spend more time with their nuclear family rather than their extended family.
It depends very much on the family, but I would say during the week, maybe eat dinners together, watch movies or TV together, maybe go to the park. Weekends, you might go camping, you might go on vacation. I live up north, so people like to go down south where it's warmer. Otherwise, we go up north where there's fishing and hunting and lots of water stuff like canoeing and kayaking. So for people in my area, we like to be outside, so we go do outdoors things like hiking and that kind of thing.
It is usual to arrive late in your country?
That's sort of a hard question to answer. I would say yes, people are late, but it's considered rude if you are expected to be somewhere at a certain time. So if I invite you over for dinner and you're an hour late, if you don't have a good excuse for it, then that's considered rude. But it also depends on the occasion. If I just say, come over to my house whenever you want, then it's not rude if you come anytime. So I suppose that question kind of depends, but yes, people are late, but when they are, it's considered rude to do that.
You may think, as a British person, you may think that the people that arrive late are quite rude, and that really damages your first impression of that person. If it's your first impression, then you might think less of that person. For example, for a job interview, if somebody arrives late, then that is the worst mistake you can make, because basically if you arrive late, you're not going to get the job. And also, in another professional context, is that if you arrive late 3 times, generally you have some serious consequences for that. But if you trust the person, like if it's a good friend or a family member, then generally you don't worry about them being late.
How do parents respect children's personal space in your country?
How do people respect children's personal space? Well, the parents actually is quite a taboo topic. It's quite controversial because people are quite analytical about how parents are and the way they treat their children, and there is a very specific way that you need to act with your children for it to be considered appropriate. So for example, something that's very strict is you're not allowed to give kisses on the lips to the children, and you're not allowed to be very close to the children because it's considered a minor abuse to the children, so you need to be careful. And that's if it's your own child. If it's another person's child, then you have to maintain a lot of space, and you have to respect the children's body and what the parents want for their children too.
How do couples normally behave at public places?
I think people in the United States don't like to talk about their failures as much as their successes. When people are successful, they like to put it on Facebook and Twitter and social media, and I think when they fail, they like to keep it to themselves. That's changing a little bit. People are more likely to share their failures, but more often they want to share their successes and not talk about their failures.
Hi, Stefan. Is it usually to arrive late in your country?
Yes and no. Like most Trinidadians are most of the time not on time. But in terms of work, like job life, everyone tries to be early. But like, let's say if you're late, and this is like in the entire Caribbean, let's say if you're late, we all have like a saying that we say that you're never late twice. So if you're already late, there's no possibility that you can be late again. So usually people, when they're running late, they never be like, oh no, I'm late. Like here in Bogota, everyone is late and they're like, no, I need to get to work, I need to get to work. No. If I am late, I am going to stop, I am going to pick up food, I'm going to get coffee, I'm going to do everything because I know I'm already late. I can't be late twice. So yeah, no, yes and no. And in terms of like, if friends are meeting to go somewhere, always late. Like there's one friend who's always early and there's one friend who's always late. So we say, okay, let's meet at 7 o'clock and they come for 9. So that's how most Trinidadians are. It's a usual thing to be late.
How do parents respect children's personal space in your country?
There's no personal space. There's no personal space. It's like your space is mine. I want to know everything that's happening in your life. Like in Trinidad, it's weird to see like it's strange to see a child's room that has a door. Usually it never has a door, so you can't say like if I get angry with my mom or my dad, I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to close it up because there's no door. They put no doors to your room. Your door have no your room. Usually your rooms have no doors, so they can just enter. They come inside. They wake up. You can be sleeping like, hey, wake up, time to get up, time to go to school, time to go to work, time to do this. They don't respect your personal space at all.
And what is the required distance among people in the bus or in a public transport?
Well, it's totally different from here. When you know on Transmilenio, everybody's like really squeezed up together. Make sure that it's not like that. On the bus, everyone has their own seat. So let's say if we have a bus that is for 24 passengers, only 24 passengers can get on the bus. No one else can get on the bus. Once all these seats are filled, let's say if these are 2 seats on the bus and they are filled, no one is standing in the bus, everyone is seated, everyone is comfortable, everyone has their own leg space, like there's there's nothing like that. There's no squeezing up, nothing like that. You're comfortable for the most part of it. So yeah.
It's very different.
It's very different. But in terms of taxis, however, taxis are a little different. As you know, if I take a taxi here in Bogota, I alone can take the taxi. Or if I'm with a friend, they can take the taxi with me. No one else can get in the taxi. But with taxis in Trinidad, if I take a taxi, 3 more people can take the taxi with me. It doesn't matter whether or not I pay the driver like 2,000 pesos. Anybody else that he sees fit to pick up on his way, he can pick up.
And how do couples normally behave on the street or in a public place? Is it normal to see couples kissing and touching each other in public places?
No. It's not typical to see a lot of PDA, as we say, like personal display of affection in public. Most couples tend to keep their relationship private, and even if you know that they're a couple, they never hold hands. Like it's rare to see couples holding hands or kissing on the bus or kissing on the street or kissing on the stairs or kissing everywhere, like here in Colombia where they just kiss all over the place. It's really strange to see that, and if you see it, it's really strange. You tend to watch the couple like you judge them, ask you like, why are you all doing this here? This is a public space. Please show some respect to the public. Stop doing this here. Yeah. So most couples know they tend to keep their stuff private. Like if they're kissing in private. They kiss, as we say, they're kissing behind closed doors. They're never kissing like on the bus here, like. No. There's nothing like that. Some couples hold hands in public, but it's like as I told you, it's strange. Like a couple can be holding hands on the pavement. Like let's say they're on the sidewalk holding hands, and there are other people, and they're like, "Hey, can you all please separate? We need to pass." People they're like that. They're very bothersome. So no, it's really strange to see couples that are like. Sometimes you know there are people that. You don't know whether or not they are a couple or not because they don't show emotion like when they're in public. So it's like, are they together? So you keep asking yourself, are they together? Maybe they're dating, maybe they're not dating, but can you know for sure? Okay, they're definitely dating.
Because in Colombia, it's very normal to see couples kissing, touching in the parks. It's very normal.
Too normal. Too normal. Like it was strange for me when I first came here. On the bus, and then on the stairs here in Building B, like sometimes there are people coming down the stairs and there are couples on the stairs and I'm like, we want to pass, can you move? Like wait till you get downstairs to start kissing or something. What? Every country is different.
What is the average distance that a person keeps when talking or addressing with a stranger in your country?
This exact distance right here. Yeah, this exact distance. Because most people tend to love their personal space. Because no one likes other people to invade their personal space, especially if you're a stranger. If you're a stranger, like don't get too close to people because they'll think that it's awkward. If you know, they'll start feeling awkward or they'll start thinking that you like them. Because no one gets that close to you in Trinidad and Tobago, trust me, no one is like the only time somebody will be up in your face is if you know them personally, or probably if you're angry with somebody and you want to fight with them, so you get really close. It's like, what do you want? It's like you get really close to let them know that you're angry and you're ready to fight. But other than that, no one gets that close, especially if you're a stranger.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Stefan.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks to the answer from Stefan, Tyler, and Max, we can conclude that the difference between American people and Colombian people are not based only on geography, music, art, festival, or gastronomy. Sometimes the most basic things such as greetings, the express feelings or emotion, sharing with your family, with your couple, show us how different we are between countries.